two objects.
What is two objects? What does that mean? Okay. And I'm going to ask Julie if she's available. She doesn't speak very much, but I'm going to try. Gifty, Ezgi, Elvan. Did you say hello? No. Okay. Again, guys, let me know in the chat because you slow down the class. Let's try Priyangi.
Hello.
Hello, Priyangi. Thank you for responding to me. I'm starting to feel very lonely. Okay, so Priyangi, do you know what is two objects? Do you know what that means?
Yeah, sometimes end of the sentences there are two objects.
Yeah. So can we have an example in the active voice? Like, I gave the book to... Guys, I gave the book to...
Him.
Him, yeah.
Okay, so think about the structure here. We have, where's the subject, everyone? Where's the subject?
Subject is I.
Subject is I, right? Where's the verb? Sevkan, where's the
Gave. Gave.
Gave. And then where's the object?
The book and her.
We have two. We have two, right? We have book. And we have verb. Does that make sense, everyone? So sometimes a sentence can have two objects. Now, put your hand up if you can tell me the names of the two objects. Okay. So Tasnim, you know this. We have, go on Tasnim, we have something called the...
Yeah, the direct object, and the second one is indirect object.
And we have the indirect. So Tasnim, tell me more about this actually, please. What is direct object?
Yeah, so the direct object receives the action.
Receives. What does receives mean, everyone? Guys, what does receives mean?
Gain.
Take
action that is received.
Get. What else? Obtain. Get the action. Have the action, maybe even, right?
Yeah.
So it's coming to you, right? So the direct object receives the action, and then what, Tasnim, what's the other one called? We have two, right?
Indirect object.
Okay, now Tasnim, what is that?
This one receives the benefits of the action.
Now this is how Sevkan, this is how Paul teaches it. Maybe he already taught you as well. And I really like this. Okay, benefits from the action. Sevkan, what does benefit mean?
Useful.
Yeah, useful. Anyone else? What does this mean?
Or utilize.
Reward.
This is
Profit.
good.
Advantage.
Come on.
Gain.
Has anyone studied IELTS before? What do we say? Benefit is a synonym of
Reward.
Gain.
advantage. Advantage.
Yeah.
Advantage from, benefit from, what else? Uses
Positive effect.
positive effect from, something like that. Something. So let's just say benefits. I think we understand. Okay, now, Sonia. Sonia, can you say hello?
Hello.
Which one, in this simple example, which one is the direct object?
I think
Receives the action. It's tricky, isn't it? Now, Sonia, are you there?
Yeah.
Sonia? But focus on this. If you focus on this, it's much more easy. Look at this. Who is benefiting from? The book benefiting or she benefit? Which one?
C.
Obviously, guys, it must be she. This is the
Beneficiary.
right?
Yes, C get the book.
She benefits. Book cannot benefit.
No.
Right? So that, guys, the book is therefore the book is what? What's the book?
Direct.
Direct
Indirect.
It must be a direct object.
Direct object.
Must be. Okay, so does this make sense? This is the indirect and this is the direct. Okay. Does that make sense to everyone? Is that clear?
Yes.
Can I show you something then? Look at this. What happens if I change round? Can I say this? I gave her to the book. Does that make sense?
No.
To her.
No.
No. I gave the no.
But can
I
I
give
do it? Can I change them round? What do you think, guys? Is it possible? Can I change the direct and indirect object? Is it possible in English?
Sometimes, yes.
Yeah.
It is. It's very easy, actually. It's very, very easy to change. Shall I show you how? Look.
Yes.
Delete the preposition.
Yes, preposition.
I gave her the book. Right? What did you give to Mary? I gave her the book.
Book.
It's correct. Okay. So is this the direct object or indirect object?
Indirect.
Indirect.
Direct.
Direct.
Is
Direct.
it direct or the indirect object? Her. Direct or
Indirect.
Now direct.
Indirect. Indirect.
indirect?
Ah,
Okay.
yes.
If the indirect object, Anthony, if the indirect object comes first, you must delete what?
Preposition.
Pronoun. Preposition.
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 Preposition, guys. Two. Okay. It's always going to be two. There's only two prepositions we use. Okay. We use to, or we use he booked the restaurant blank her. What is the preposition now?
For.
For her.
Yeah, it's for. So guys, there are only two prepositions we use. Does that make sense? There are only two prepositions we use for passive with two objects. To and for. Does that make sense, guys? Is that clear? This is really, really important. Let me give you an example. I put the book on the table. What's the preposition here? What's the
On.
preposition?
On.
So is that second object? No.
No.
No. Does that make sense? Can I say I put table book? Does that make sense?
No.
Doesn't make sense.
No.
If you use on, it's not two objects. Make sense? If you use, I put the book, I left the book at your house. I left the book at your house. Again, it's not two objects. What are the two prepositions we must use? Shara, I'm just testing to see you understand. Shara, what are the two prepositions we must use for two objects? Shara, they are?
Yes, to, for.
Excellent, excellent. Okay. Is everyone clear on this? Does this make sense? Very, very important to understand this. Okay, brilliant. So is this active or passive? I booked the restaurant for her. Is this active or passive?
Active.
Active.
Active. Are we studying active voice, Mustafa, today? No, right? So we need to study passive voice. So here's the problem. Here is the problem. Mustafa, what is passive? What is passive?
So we start the sentence with objects.
Okay. So the problem, we have a big problem now. What is the problem, Mustafa? Which object do I
Start.
start with? Sevkan, could you say hello?
Oh.
Should I start with restaurant for passive? Should I say the restaurant was booked?
Yes.
Or should I say
Here.
she was booked?
By me.
You see what I mean, guys? Do you see the problem now? The problem is which object should we start with? Which one?
The restaurant. Restaurant.
You think restaurant. Does everyone agree we should start with restaurant here and not she?
Yes, not she.
She was booked for the restaurant. Why?
We start with direct objects. Who benefits?
This is the problem, guys. I just want you to understand the problem, okay? Which object do I start with? Answer. Sometimes both. You can choose. Sometimes only one. Does that make sense, guys? Sometimes only one. Sometimes both. Today we will learn about this. But let's have an example from OET. Let's have an example from OET, okay? The doctor prescribed antibiotics 4 or 2? 4 or 2?
4.
It's actually 2. You can say 4 as well. You can have both here, okay? Now, where is the direct object? Everyone, where is direct object?
Antibiotic.
Antibiotics.
Antibiotics.
Where is indirect object?
She.
Her.
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 Now, let's change it. Patience, Patricia. I want to change this now. Can you say hello? Patience or Patricia?
Hello.
Can you make a passive sentence for me? Can you do it? Can you make a passive?
The antibiotics was prescribed.
So, guys, is this the direct object or the indirect object? The antibiotics.
Direct object.
So you're starting with the direct object, Patricia, yeah? Was it Patricia? Who was speaking then?
Patricia, please.
Patricia, so the antibiotics was
Were
or were? Yeah, were. They were
prescribed
prescribed.
for her.
Is it to her or for her?
For her.
Usually it would be to, okay? To
Okay.
her. Is this correct, guys? Is this correct?
Yes.
Yes.
It is correct. Okay, it's correct. What happened, Sonia? What happens to the indirect object? Did I move it?
No.
Guys, it stays in the same place.
Yes.
Same place, right? So remember that it just stays in the same place. Okay, now, Sevkan, can I change to, can I start with indirect object? Is it possible? Is it possible to start with she? Can I do it? What do you think?
Yes.
Everyone. Sevkan, I'll help you, okay? So she, Sevkan, she
was prescribed.
She was prescribed.
Antibiotic.
Actually, I confused about this, but it can be make sense.
This does make sense, yeah. Okay. Does everyone agree this makes sense? She was prescribed antibiotics.
Prescribed
Yeah.
antibiotics.
Okay. Do you want to know why sometimes you can and sometimes you can't? Do you want to know why?
Yes.
When the verb applies to both objects, you can start with either one. That makes sense. Now, I'm going to teach that to you later. Don't worry. If you don't understand that, don't worry. But I'm going to teach you this today. We're going to learn this
Complex.
today. I'll give you a quick example and then we're going to start practicing. Okay, but let me just give you an example. Okay, look at this. The doctor performed surgery on her. Priyangi, Anna, Camelia, is this active or passive, this one? Active.
Active.
Everyone, is this active or passive?
Active.
This is active, okay.
Active.
Now, what's the verb of this? What's the verb?
Perform.
Perform, okay. So look at this. Perform surgery, yes? Perform surgery? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Perform.
Perform her? Perform her?
No.
Yes.
No, no. Does that make sense?
No.
I performed her. What does that mean? What does it mean? It doesn't make sense,
At all.
right? So if I'm using passive, I can only start with this
Correct.
because this is not the right verb. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So guys, if I say, look at this, I can say surgery, everyone, surgery,
Was
Was
performed by the
performed.
doctor.
correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
He
performed.
was performed?
No.
No.
No, right? Does that make sense? Maybe I can think of another way. The lion. Yeah, it's hard. I can't think of an example, but we'll learn. We'll more later. More later. Okay, we can come back to this. I know it might be complicated, but the point is simply: does the verb match? Does the verb match? Okay. Now I want to practice. We'll come back to this later. More later. I want to practice this. Is everyone ready to practice this? Is everyone ready just to practice two
Yes.
changing? Okay, we'll start together. I will help you. We will start together. We'll start with Alfie. Alfie, can you say hello? No, Alfie? Okay, so again, guys, let me just check the chat. So I've asked many times, Alfie, 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 are you on the chat? So no, Alfie, you're not on the chat and you're not talking to me now. No? Okay, so I'm going to remove you from the room then, because you're not responding to me. Okay, let's try Mustafa.
Yes.
The nurse gave her the prescription. The nurse gave her the prescription. Okay, so can you change?
She was given the prescription, or a prescription was given to her.
Given a
A
prescription. Is this
Or-
correct, guys? Everyone, is this correct?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, Anthony, am I starting with indirect or direct object here? What is this, direct or indirect?
She is receiving it. Direct.
Is she benefiting from the action or not? Everyone, is she benefiting from
Indirect.
Indirect.
Yes.
object.
Yes.
Yes.
the indirect object is usually a person. Does that make sense? It's usually a
Indirect.
person. Maybe that can help you, Anthony. Usually a person.
Okay. All right.
So this would be the indirect object, okay?
Yes.
Now, can I start with the direct object?
Yes.
Yes. A
Yes.
Okay,
prescription.
so, Kenny,
Yes.
can you make a sentence? Go on. Start with the direct object, please. So the direct object is prescription. Guys, the reason is, look, the nurse gave the prescription to her, right?
Yes.
Preposition. We changed. Remember, we changed them round. Okay, so start with the direct object. This one, please, Kenny. A prescription. No, Kenny. Kenny. All right, let's try Ezgi. Ezgi, or we'll try Priyangi. One of you, please. Ezgi or Priyangi. Ezgi. Ismail, thank you, sir.
Hello, Alain, I'm here.
Thank you. Come on, we're studying hard here, Kenny. Come on, prescription.
The prescription was given to her.
Was given to her. Everyone, is this correct or not?
Yes, correct.
Yes.
It is
Correct.
correct, isn't it? Sevkan, why? Why is it okay to do both of them in this case? Why is it okay?
Because the verb applies the votes.
Yeah, give. Guys, give. You can give prescription,
Yes, and to her.
give verb. Makes
Yeah.
sense?
Yes.
Because
Now it's-
because the verb applies to both of them, you can have, doesn't matter. Okay, what about this one, guys? The surgeon gave the patient clear instructions. Elvan, can you say hello? Or we can try
Yes, Alain. Hello.
Elvan. So where is the direct object here? Direct object.
Clear introduction.
Yeah, because again, it's we can change it, right? Clear instructions to, right? To.
To the patient.
Okay, so this is the direct object. This is the indirect object. Let's start with the direct object, please. Can you do it?
Yes, the clear introductions were given to the
Clear
patient.
instructions, or we can just say clear. Clear instructions
Were given.
were given. Is this correct, guys? Were
Yes.
given.
Yes.
Given
Instruction was
to who?
Patient.
Patient.
Now, Kenny, should I say patient? Devkan, should I say
No.
patient?
The
No.
name.
Always use the name.
Yeah.
Always use the name. Never use patient in OET writing, okay?
Yes.
So we can just say Mr. Smith. Okay, now Mustafa, is it possible to start with the indirect object? Can I start with Mr. Smith? Is it possible? Mustafa, give.
Yes.
Is give is okay for instructions? Give is okay for patient? Give, patient, give. I think so, right?
Yeah,
So,
we can
Mr. Smith
write was given
was given.
the clear instructions.
Exactly, right? Mustafa, you don't move the second object, same place, okay? All right, does everyone understand what we're doing here? We've got 10 minutes. I want you guys to write me 7 passive sentences in the chat. You can choose direct object, indirect object, you can choose, okay? But go to the chat now, please, guys. Chat box. This is the task. Write passive sentences, starting with direct or indirect object. You choose. Okay, off you go. And be careful. Remember, the verb has to fit with both of them. That's the problem. That's the issue. I'll be reading your sentences, guys. So start writing as soon as you can, okay? Okay, brilliant. So Mustafa, you're using he was prescribed a new treatment. Yes, correct, Mustafa. Ismail. Don't forget we need a new treatment. Ismail, you need a new treatment plan. But that's okay. Yeah, prescribed, it can be 2 or 4, actually, Tasnim. Prescribed can be 2 or 4. Correct. Eda, a new treatment plan was prescribed to him. Yeah. Sevkan. Good. So number 3 is easy, right? Move on. Next one. Marwa. Correct. Gifty. Correct. Tara. Correct. Catalina. Fantastic. Priyangi. Yeah. Alfie. So Alfie, maybe you can tell me why you weren't responding to me earlier, but now you are writing. All you need to do is say something in the chat, please, Alfie. Like, I was busy or I can't talk now. Please let me know.
Sorry, sir, I was not able to hear because of my net issue.
Right, okay. I'll let you off. But please, if you, at the start of the class, just say, I have some internet issues. Just let me know. Otherwise, it's a bit disrespectful. Okay? So please,
Okay, sir.
please let me know at the start. If you have internet issues or microphone problems or babies or you're driving, just say, Alan, I have some problems today. No problem, but not in the middle of class. Okay? All right, so so Priyangi, this is good. Patricia, this is good. Breathing exercises. Correct, Mustafa. Anna. The side effect was explained. Yeah, so Anna, this was good. Side effects, don't forget the S, Anna. Okay. Sevkan, breathing exercises were taught by the therapist for him. Now Sevkan, breathing exercises were taught. You can say to him by the therapist. Okay. Now, another thing, Sevkan, you don't need to say by the therapist in OET. Okay.
Okay.
So in OET, you don't need that because I don't know why, just because.
Okay. Thank you.
In OET, not needed. Subject, just delete subject in OET. Okay, so keep going. That was good. It's good writing. Catalina, he was taught breathing exercises. Perfect. Catalina, can I say breathing exercises were taught? Can I say that? Breathing exercises were taught? Yes, we can. Is it Hamid? You're new, sir. I didn't say hello before, but welcome. Hamid, a new treatment plan was prescribed to him. Okay, good. Kim, you can't speak from now on. That's fine. Thanks for letting me know after I shouted. Sonia, breathing exercises were taught to her. Okay, good. Patience. Yes, breathing exercises were taught to him. Yeah, good. Good. So we can say breathing exercises. Wait a second. Ismail, was or were? Was taught or were taught? Ismail, this is the direct object. Okay, and it's plural. Okay. So you need to say were. Okay.
I write were. Oh, sorry.
No, you said breathing exercises was.
Oh, sorry.
Alan,
Mustafa, he was explaining the side effects. That's okay, Mustafa. Yes, question, please.
number 6. When I started with MRI, can I use active? Because you said it is like thing.
Yeah,
The MRI showed.
I get it. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, so in this case, this is the action of the radiologist. But yeah, you might be able to say, yeah, let's talk about that. All right, we'll talk about that in a minute. Active is possible here because it's the object, right? The active might be okay because the action of the MRI machine. Yeah?
Yeah.
Exactly right. So you could say the MRI showed. Yeah.
Formal structure for these types of classes.
Okay, so here I am with Edwin. Hi, Edwin.
Hey, Paul.
Hi, nice to see you. Okay, so Edwin, you are an OET hero, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, super. So where do you live?